Donald Trump's legal worries are waiting for him once he's no longer president, and they're already proceeding, including callbacks to the big tax stories that came out a few weeks before the election. Most people seem to have forgot that those happened, but the New York Times found quite a bit of information about Donald Trump's taxes that at the very least seems to indicate a person who feels they have no responsibility to contribute to the country that has given them so much, and also implies hypothetically quite a bit of illegal acts might have occurred. Those are being investigated. Two separate New York State fraud investigations into President Trump and his businesses, one criminal, one civil, have expanded to include tax write-offs on millions of dollars in consulting fees, some of which appear to have gone to Ivanka Trump. So this is a story we talked about previously, the fact that he had given these large sums of money to Ivanka, who is serving as a consultant in that case. The subpoenas were in response to a New York Times investigation into President Donald Trump's tax returns that first disclosed that he took $26 million in write-offs that came from fees he paid to consultants, including $747,000 at the time say matched a payment made to his daughter. These were first reported back in September, adding that Ivanka Trump was an employee of the Trump organization at the time the consulting payments were made. The Times said the findings implied that she was paid as a consultant while also working for the company as an executive, which is not what is supposed to happen. There's no indication at this point that Ivanka Trump herself is a focus of either inquiry, but the payments to her are a part of it. And so in theory, she could be brought in at some point.
I love that. I would like to. It's like there was the hair club for men, which is like I'm not only the president, I'm also a client. She's like I'm not only a executive, I'm also a consultant, which means she's paying herself. That's insane. It is. My big question during all this is like, where's Hunter Biden? That's the big threat. That's the big, I love it. Steve Bannon had like, where's Hunter? And then like on the celebration stage with Biden, Hunter was there just being like, hey, fireworks.
Hey, my dad just won the presidency.
Yeah, that my dad who's not gonna hire me as a consultant in his companies, who's not gonna hire me as a consultant in the campaign, who's not gonna send me out to do all this PR work to try to, gather up votes from people who like handbags, like that's it.
Yeah,
this is this is the stuff that's so obvious, that's so wrong with the Trump organization, where like they say, let's get rid of the swamp. All they do is give favors to their families and people on the inside. It's like, well, that's exactly what the Trump family does for each other.
Exactly. Yeah, and barely hide it. I mean, to some extent, he doesn't want his taxes to come out because his full taxes, because presumably there's a lot more there. But he's also bragged for years about taking advantage of the tax code and write-offs and depreciation and all of that stuff. The guy that does that so brazenly, in many of the ways, are probably fully legal because the system is set up to benefit these sorts of people. I don't have a lot of goodwill towards the idea that he wouldn't do it illegally as well. Ivanka Trump disagrees, saying this is harassment, pure and simple. Presidential harassment. This inquiry by New York City Democrats is 100% motivated by politics, publicity, and rage. They know very well that there's nothing here and that there was no tax benefit whatsoever. These politicians are simply ruthless. Well, look, if you guys did what it looks like you did, there are certainly tax benefits. That's what's going to be investigated. And isn't it nice to not have Biden be the one doing the investigation or Merrick Garland as AG? Go talk to them. Go. You guys have had lots of legal troubles. I'm sure you know where the offices are. Go and explain yourself. And maybe soon, maybe we'll have the full taxes too. And then we can really find out what's going on and see if it is just rage or maybe there's something there.
It's never about principles, because let's look at the two Trump arguments. One by Ivanka Trump, which is, hey, we don't need to go through these lawsuits. We know this is BS. And then Trump, it's like, for his lawsuits about voter fraud are like, no, let's go through the lawsuits first. Don't mind that every other lawsuit I've filed has been thrown out for being BS. We need to let this process play out. But when it comes to investigating his family for tax evasion and fraud of a different kind, it's no. You don't need to see his identification. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, and your favorite representative, jack it off, Jim Jordan. He's saying,
what, John, you pervert?
That's what you say all the time.
What?
He says the Democrats don't want to investigate the voter fraud. Makes you wonder why. Well, we know why. It's a complete waste of time, and they keep losing literally dozens of times in courts. But so in this case, Ivanka, makes you wonder why. Why don't you want to look into this?
What did you call Jim Jordan, John?
Oh my God, literally Google it. It's all over. I'm not you. You know what you've done, audience. Google and his word crap.
But okay, we're gonna move on to no. Some people in the chat are like, "What do I Google? What should they Google, John?" Just don't even say the guy's name. What was the first 2 words you said?
I was speaking about his propensity towards taking off his jacket to display his shirt sleeves.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.